to this piece of crap.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Now, let me say this before I let you guys go.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the days when your great grandfather used to die a long time before, they always say, yeah, great grandfather died a long time ago. The reason being because your great grandmother was a little kid when he started messing with her, when she started having kids with him. If you go look at their graves and you go look at the thing, it's usually your great grandfather was years older than her. That's why he died. That's why you didn't get to know him, or they didn't know him, or he died so early because he was a grown man compared to your great grandmother. Not excusing this clown because this is ridiculous, and I saw everybody saying, well, not everybody. I saw a lot of people saying she's 18. She is, but
She's
he
18.
married her as soon as she turned
That's the
18.
point.
So
She's
was he
18.
grooming her? Wasn't he grooming her before that? Well,
Yeah, he was. Oh, it won't my turn. I'm sorry.
It's your turn. Go
Jump
ahead.
in there, Lola.
Speak your mind, man.
Okay.
Shake him up. Shake him up. Do what you must.
This is very
I
on the
understand.
end of the little girl, because she's a little girl. It's very disheartening because she has no idea that this is wrong. Like, she thinks that it's absolutely fine. Now, even if it was that she met this man, and decided to deal with him, that would still not be okay. But the fact that he was her godfather, do you know what a godfather is, little girl, or what it's supposed to be?
He your daddy.
Clearly not, because she's like, oh, that's my husband and this and that. Ma'am,
I got the
there's
ring.
no way.
I'm wearing the
There's-
ring.
Ain't no way, my boy. Ain't no way
Ain't no way, my
that
boy.
you just turning 18 should be appealing to this man who is 40, whatever, 50, however old he is, today.
They got so much age for them. Let me go down the list of age real quick. So 61, 48, 59, 60. Scribble. Scrap. 47. I don't know which one. Just pick any one of them.
It's breaking for her, because just looking at her on that live, you can just see how lost she is. Okay, her biological parents, was on drugs or whatever the case may be. Like, you were supposed to be the one to be there for her, not the one to be inside of her. No, that's not what it was supposed to be. That's
Absolutely
not how it's supposed to work. That's disgusting.
Did you see the mother talking, Lola?
No.
I did.
If it wasn't copyrighted, I would play it on here, but it's copyrighted.
What did she say?
But the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.
But that makes sense, though.
Yeah,
it absolutely makes sense, because just listen to her, like, and even like you said, she was,
and he used to bang the mama.
She was looking to him like, is this okay? What I'm saying, or like, that's not. And eventually, hopefully, she will be able to.
Good evening, Mama Lola.
It's not okay. It's,
Hi, Mama
it's
Lola.
horribly disgusting.
Yeah, man. It's a rough one, man. For me, I look at it as, I see, I realize why a lot of our young ladies are trapped in the way that they're trapped sometimes. And sometimes we do prejudge them, say all the stuff about them. Then there's the circumstances that they're in. I listened to her mother talk, and her mother was just the adult version of her.
Yeah.
Like, her mother was just there screaming and spitting and calling her a dumb B, and I hit it, and he was tapping me. I told you a dumb A, and you went and married him.
Oh yes, all of that. Yeah.
Off. Yeah, I was toting
So
power.
all of it is a big cluster.
I
caught
yes.
myself.
It was. It's
Yeah.
That's so sad. That's so very, very sad.
Very. When you see the whole thing, it's very sad. It just breaks your heart. It breaks your heart.
That's what we're talking about, Lou, is the Godfather thing. Because obviously it's not against the law. She's 18. But it's the fact that she's his God. He's a godfather. I mean, he was priming this little girl.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and it's messed up. It's been in our culture for a long time. And for us to pretend like it's not, if we can track it back on dates. You can go look at graves. Like I said, you can look at your great grandparents, your great great grandparents' graves, and see the difference in the age that they
Mhm.
were born, and realize that this is something that's been going on for a while. But is that okay? Does that make it okay?
No,
No.
absolutely
Uh,
not.
there's me as a father saying, "Oh man, I appreciate this guy. I want him to be the godfather of my daughter." Unfortunately, something happens to me. Now he's having his way with the child that he's supposed to help protect, help grow up to become a better person. He's having his way with her. I just, you know,
It's I, mm, mm, mm. It is sick,
very
truly fucking sick. Like what exactly could this in particular? Because she's really like 10 mentally.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What could she possibly, aside from her body, be having for you, Mr. Past your midlife crisis?
Sick. Uh,
You was grooming that girl.
yeah,
You was
I don't know.
brainwashing that
Looking at
girl.
his God, of course, he's
Cause they even showed the picture of them when they were young, when she was a baby.
I read
Exactly.
something, yeah, that he had it in his hand. I read
Yeah.
something that he was messing with her since she was 14. Now, it hasn't been confirmed, but people put out stuff, and I couldn't find anything that confirmed it. But I'm sure he has been messing with her for years. If
Right.
I was a betting man, I'd willing to bet a house on it. You know, and these are the sick things that yeah. Tia and Cherie,
It's not enough going on in the world.
Tia and Cherie join in, and Razor, you join in, and then we'll let the madman go crazy at the end as he's steaming over there.
You can see
Mm-hmm.
it.
It's I have an 18-year-old, like about to be 18. That's what is I have a soon to be 18-year-old. And to think like one day I'm I'm going to jail. That's all. I'm going to jail, or I just have to, not even jail. I know my husband going to jail, so I'll have to prepare bail money,
Hold the
and
family down
just
and
and save it. Yep.
okay.
Like you are a pedophile. You're disgusting. It's so many words that we cannot say for you, but you just make me throw up
He was
because
failed on all levels.
you've been grooming this little girl, brainwashing her. And that is like your daughter. You supposed to be the person that if the mother and father is not there, obviously you see the mother is not there mentally. You supposed to be the one, like, you know what, I got your back up, but you got her back, her front, her side, everything.
And I could just imagine the household she was growed up in,
Yeah.
just by hearing the mother talk and how she was just carrying on. And it's a failure on all angles for that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
I think, society failed her, parenting failed her. I want to say the city failed her. And then I caught on to something that she said. I don't know if y'all caught this, right? When she was talking, she said she changed. Y'all mad because I ain't wilding out like I used to anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
in my mind, I'm thinking, what was she, was she was out, was she running around, was she doing, and I think that probably because this predator, like like Sweet Pisces saying, what was already uh probably messing with her from a young age.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you think, T?
Um, well, I want to start off by saying I completely think that this man is sick. However, looking and hearing more of the details as I found out, I can't say for certain he was a predator and he planned this down. You know what I mean? To me, the girl comes across as someone who came from a broken home and she was looking for something. You know what I mean? She was looking for a father figure. And for all we know, this, like she said, she changed. Maybe she was out there wilding, doing all kind of stuff, and he came in and he gave her that guidance. And some kind of sick way they got, you know, romantically involved from that. You know what I mean? But like her mom, like we need to realize like what we are exposed to as kids, it affects who we become as an adult too. You know what I mean? And this girl is 18 years old, and there's nothing that anybody can do. She has a 1 year old kid, but is that kid his? You know what I mean? What if we find out she was
They
one
say
of them girls who was out there sleeping with, you know what I mean, a gazillion people? If you don't have no home and you're forced to grow up quicker than you are, you know what I mean, it could put you into some situations where, you know, I don't know. He's sick, but I can't just put, like, I see everyone putting the blame on him, you know what I mean? Like this girl's mom, this girl's dad, it's apparent she's looking for a father. A lot of women are looking for fathers, you know what I mean? And they'll run to the arms of those who are providers with money, as we just said. And this guy could have been that for her, you know what I mean? Like you said in the beginning, there are people like, it's as sick as it sounds, her being 18, we as women used to get sold to bartered to men and married off at 13, you know what I mean? And raised families, and those people, you know, been together for a long time. So I don't want to discredit it and say I think it's sick. Personally, I think it's sick, but I don't know they whole situation. What if we found out like she said, she was running amok and this man actually showed her and they stay together 50 years from now? Would everybody still feel the same way about her age and his age difference? You know what I mean? If she stayed with him till he died, you know, would he?
Uh, maybe. I mean, you have a good point. I think why it irritates more people is because he's supposed to be her protector. And he's supposed to be the person that's trying to help her straighten her life out. That's when we think of godparents. When I think of godparents and naming somebody a godparent for my child, right? I'm thinking that if something happens to me, it's not just a title I'm giving to somebody that won't come
Exactly.
around. I'm thinking that this person is gonna come around, try to help out with my kid. If the sometimes the other parent won't, they'll move on, and the guy may not want you to be around, so it may not work out that way. But I'm thinking that uh this person is gonna take care of my kid for me. It's gonna, do the same. Because if my friend asks me to be godparents to their kids, I'm gonna be a godparent to your kid. I'm gonna
Right.
be there for your
Mhm.
kid.
That's what a godparent is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even
Hmm.
he
Like they're supposed to be the parent,
yeah, even if he
but
did help her change from being whatever she was being, that is, she's not an adult. She is of adult age, but she's not an adult at all. Just listening to her speak, she is
Yeah,
not. She is a child.
yeah, and she completely is. I just
And
and again, I'm not saying excuse him. I'm just saying, I just
no,
heard so much
everyone fails.
about it, but to me, it made me look at myself personally as a parent, as a mom. Like I need to make sure who I have around my children or who is supposed to be around my children. Don't just give this title to somebody because they cool or because they hang. Don't bring people around your children and you know what I mean. And this girl came from a broken home, so most importantly I need to make sure my foundation is straight for my daughter, because a girl lost like this at 18, who can stop it? Who can stop it? You know what I mean? Like I'm not, like, her mom needs to be blamed. Like
They
her
all
dad, where's her dad?
they
You know what I
the whole
mean?
all
system
Like,
failed. The whole system failed this young lady.
yeah, the
I don't,
whole
I
thing. I
don't,
can't.
I don't even think she.
Yeah, and I
I
don't
don't
want
think
to just
her father was.
discredit him and act like he, to that degree where, I mean, he probably was, because that's happened in our community a lot. Where, you know what I mean, our uncle, our cousin, our everybody has, molested or done something to girls when they're young. You know what I mean? This man was with her mama. You know what I mean? So was he sleeping and molesting her when he was with her mama? It's so many open questions with this thing. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, Foxy Brown and Jay-Z say none of this ever took place. They're on record saying that. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go with their word on that. I'm not gonna go with consensus of people saying that that's what they think happened. I'm gonna go ahead and if
They
she
said
when
that
she
they.
say different, when she starts saying different, then
Mm-hmm.
I'll start thinking about that different. But Jigga answered it first. I said he never stuck his in the fox's box. They came out on interviews and saying that never happened. So
Yep.
I'm not gonna assume that I think that they lying about what they got going. But yeah, man. Miss Short Woman saying that it's not the age. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The age, it's a legal
Yeah.
age, but it is the fact that this guy is supposed to be the protector,
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be somebody that I don't know, man. I don't see this as I don't know. Razor, what you got?
I think this whole situation started with the mother. This with her having a kid that wasn't mentally, physically, was no kind of shape, way, or form should be having any kind of children or child or babies, whatever. She, like you said, clearly her mind is gone, and this is the problem. Not everybody should be having kids. You know, the mother had a kid. Now she come and have a kid that not supposed to be having any kid. So you could see where this cycle is going to continue to go on and on and on and on, and with her mentality. So you know we have a lot of that situation where we need adults, proper guidance, mother and father. We need a community to raise a child, people that's of sound mind and has the right intention, not with this idiot that's here that's supposed to be a father figure, that's supposed to be grooming her in the right way to, hey, go to college. These are the steps that you need to take to be successful in life, because at 18 you already done made a decision to where it's that child is going to affect your life. I know me personally, I didn't have kids young, but I know if I had a child when I was 18, I don't know how my life would have, maybe it would have took a whole completely different
It's a fact.
way in life. So with this clown that clearly was priming her, should be of sound mind to be like, hey, if you want to help her some way, hey, let me help take care of your kid or whatever, while you put yourself in school or do what you have to do. That's what you're there as a godfather to do, because you basically signed up to say, well, if something should happen to the parents or whatever, you're going to be of that father figure, which you're still going to be in that person's life. So he should be that person. But you have a clown like that just totally just manipulated the whole situation and took advantage of her. And he should not be with her, but should be guiding her in the right direction. You don't have to be with her to be guiding her, and that's what he did. But we have to change the way we do things. We need people that's having kids that have right mind, that have the right mindset. Sometimes having kids too early is not, like you say, one doesn't fit all, because you have some people that are very
Already,
responsible at
yeah.
that age,
That
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 do
spark
have
the
kids.
light in them for them to do better when
Yeah.
they have.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it guides them to do better. But
Yeah.
that's not majority. It's sad to say, But it's just a sad situation looking at it, man. And like you said, this clown he should he should that's just dead wrong. We need mothers and fathers of sound mind, and that community to raise a kid that's gonna make sure this kid is grow up in the right manner or way, and clearly started from the mother just by hearing how she talks, and it's just a trickle down effect that it's
Hmm.
sad to say is
Yeah,
is
man.
going to continue.
Failure in
That
all
that was one thing when I first read up on it, I was like, immediately my mind went to, predator, predator, predator. And then when I heard, how she was talking, and then as the day went on, more and more information was coming in. Like I realized, like, this wasn't just no, clear cut. You can hear by the way she's talking, like it's not like she was looking for love and she just really loves this guy. She clearly comes across like, I ain't had no daddy. I finally got someone to play my daddy and to give me some pipe. And this is what I'm going with. And I'm 18, so y'all could take it. You know what I mean? And that comes from her mentality. You know what I mean? That she really thinks this, and that comes from her background. Her mom, her and her mom are fighting. Like she probably married this dude to get back at mom. You know what I mean? Like she probably pushed the issue. Like, oh, you might have had him, but now I got him. Like they actually arguing like Ray J and Kanye over Kim. Like, and this is mom and daughter. Like that's a seriously like sickening mentality. Like that's why I said the whole story is like completely sickening. This isn't like some frail little girl who don't have anyone. She's like, no, this girl is about it, talking trash to her mom, or mom talking trash back to her. Like it's a whole Jerry Springer show in the making going on basically with that.
It's crazy. Before I bring
Yeah,
G, I think he primed her, man. You know, yeah, she might have been out there, but you 14, 15, 16, 17 out there, you're still a kid. I think he primed her. I think he saw that she, and he's probably, I'm just jumping to
He
conclusions
knows
here
her
off the
life.
fence.
He
Yeah.
knows.
So
he knows
I
everything.
think he sat around. He probably saw that she may have been a little promiscuous because of the situation he was in, and he wanted it, and he went after it, and he got her because, like Sweet Pisces saying, that's what I was doing right here. I was looking at something on the phone, the information that me and my friends was going over. My friends sent me a whole bunch of stuff I didn't really want to put up here because they have a lot of cussing and stuff in there. Y'all know how I really feel about that. But the fact of the matter is, they just got married. That's why I went back I clicked on this poll before and I came back to it. She just graduated from school and they got married. Now you mean to tell me that he just all of a sudden he just felt like,
Oh, I'm gonna marry you.
I'll marry her. He was
Absolutely.
priming her.
He was waiting for her to turn
Turn
18.
18. Yeah, he was priming her.
Because legally it's
He
okay to
got in
do.
trouble. Yeah. So he know 18, he can't be touched. And they saying the father he ain't the father of the 1 year old, but is he how we know that?
That's
And
what I was saying. Did they actually do a DNA
And
test
now
of
that
that?
he's married, they can't make her say anything about him. That's one of the things why these predators marry these young chicks because now
Yeah,
you can't force my wife to testify against me.
exactly.
Mhm.
You know, y'all can't come and take DNA now because we against that.
Mm-hmm.
So the baby gonna call him daddy, and we gonna say, well, he ain't the daddy because he said he ain't the daddy. But is he not?
Hmm.
You know, OG. I see your eyes turning red in them glasses over there. Floor is yours, my brother.
Yeah, this is disturbing on a lot of levels, man. So let's be clear, because I hear a lot of stuff going back and forth about we can't blame him or she had this that. None of this is her fault. She's a child. None of this is her fault. She's a child. Period. Point blank. There's like nothing for anybody to say. Well, even if she had a bad child, yeah, she had a bad childhood because the system failed her. Her mom started with her mom failing her. I think it's likely that he was already touching her and her mom knew and was okay with it.
Possibly.
That's probably how deep it went.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that the mom is back and forth with her about, I had him first or what have you, that is so disgusting. I mean, like you said, she turned 18 and he just married her. That didn't happen just overnight.
Mhm.
So being her goddaughter, that was a sacred duty of yours. That mean you were her father. That's it. Take off the God and you're her father, right? Because we put them there in case something happened to us and we're not able. So you're going to take care of them. Like, where does it go from that? Even if she was wild and out of control, promiscuous, whatever. You're supposed to reel her in. Reel her in doesn't mean doing crazy stuff to her. That's not what it means. So None of us should even sit here and say the age. I get the age doesn't matter. Forget about the age. Let's forget about that. We're talking about what happened here from the beginning of her life till now between him and her mom. And I'm gonna say something too. Somebody else knew about this. Other people around them knew about this. This is not like just
Swept it right under the
knew about it.
rug.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
community knew about it. So the whole community failed her. And that is disgusting.
It's
That's
clear
the
he had
disgusting part
some
about
money.
it. Yeah.
Clear he had some money, and we know how that happens when money.
Exactly. I mean, you know, he is there to provide guidance
You should.
to a young guidance. That's what he was there for. And he
guidance to his stuff.
exactly.
And if he wanted to and if she even if she wanted to do that, him as a bigger man should say no.
Exactly.
Not,
He shouldn't be looking at her in that way in the first place. Where'd that come from? I mean, that is disgusting.
Like R. Kelly all over again.
I mean, in our community, man, and we have to not excuse us in our community. Seriously, we have to. I don't care what other communities do. I don't care. I'm speaking for us. I don't care because they don't care about us either. I don't care. We got to think about us, and we have to do better. We have to not worry about how they do and what happened. We have to do better. And if we don't start doing better, it's going to keep happening because somebody knew about this. Somebody knew about this and overlooked it and let it go. And like we said, with the child or whatever, you know, maybe they didn't take a DNA test or whatever, but there's no telling. And that's even the worst part. Where she had 3 kids.
She got one.
One,
just one.
But the other 2 are his.
See a lot of kids around. So
I don't know. I think they're his, but I'm not sure.
You do well. What we know is, as being islanders, we know that there are certain places in Florida that you can go and have kids, and it doesn't be documented. You can be from the law because they have doctors that because they don't want you to go harm yourself. Come in and have kids, and who knows? They're from Florida. I'm sure they know the ins and out that they can maneuver themselves around that. So who knows what's really going on?
Right.
I looked at a little clippings and it looked like those kids are more attached to her than him.
Yeah.
And that's usually because you my mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this definitely is something that we just have to just not look over and gloss over. And you know, it's very disgusting. It's sick. And that guy, man, seriously. I mean, imagine he was priming her. That's the most disgusting part of the whole thing. He was priming her. At what age did he start looking at her like that?
Right, because it didn't happen yesterday.
Exactly.
They got
Exactly.
Probably when he was sleeping with her mama.
And that's what I'm saying. I bet the mom, you know, I bet he probably was telling the mom something. The mom didn't care because she was discussing herself.
The mama, you went. I hate to say it, but when you have those kind of situations where the mom's boyfriend molests or tries to touch the daughter, the mom a lot of times will turn against the daughter and say she asked for it. You did this. Oh, you were nasty by wearing that or so it could be something like that. You know what I mean? Where like,
and how do we blame a child because you're wearing clothes? It's okay to mess with you. You know
like
what
I'm saying? This whole story is just like, when I first saw it this morning, it was like, huh? And then it has just gotten more and more disgusting on so many levels. It's like, I don't even know. I don't even know no
more. She said they're going to hell.
I think hope that's all they go.
I think that he was the money supply for the family.
Yeah.
I think the only reason the mother is really mad, I think she feel like the money is
because
gone.
the money's been diverted now.
Gone right? to the little girl. And that's usually how those predators do.
Yeah.
The mother look like she's 30-something years old.
Well, yeah, she's too old for him now. She's too old for him now.
The predators, I don't want that no more.
You gotta switch it out.
So he gone to the younger daughter. So you see she's showing off the ring. The ring look like it might have cost a few dollars. A couple $1,000 or $2,000, $3,000. You can tell it's one of those fashionable type of rings that you can buy. Man, I community failed that little girl. And sad to say, her kid's gonna probably do the same thing that she's doing.
Yeah.
They can only follow the example that they're shown.